The late 19th century America was a time of new technology and urbanization that proved to have both positive and negative effects on the nation. With advancements in construction and public education came corrupt politics and poor living conditions. New philosophies came to light and changed the way the world thought. This time soon became known as the Gilded Age. Urbanization during the Gilded Age positively affected the US in many ways. The first skyscraper was built in 1885. These buildings were built because they were the best use of urban real estate. They were also built to be safer and more structurally sound than any other building at the time. The invention of skyscrapers came alongside the invention of elevators that started to come about after 1850. Thomas Edison created the incandescent light bulb. In 1879, the bulb could last 1,200 hours and were used for street lamps. Also during this time was the invention of the telephone in 1876. More museums, parks, and theaters were built during the Gilded Age. Museums and theaters were important areas of entertainment that benefited mostly the middle and upper classes. After the success of New York City's Central Park, built in 1858, more and more parks were built around the country. Despite the prosperity of the upper classes in the late 19th century, poor people felt the negative effects of urbanization. The increase in immigration made housing harder to find and more expensive to live in. Often, the houses were small and shared with other families to save money. Because of these shared living spaces, sanitation was poor. Streets were filled with trash, and many people shared a single source of water. Diseases like cholera spread quickly around the lower class. The working conditions during this time weren't great either. The long work days consisted of performing unsafe tasks that would usually lead to an accident or even death. It wasn't just adults that had to endure these conditions. The children of immigrants and the lower class worked to earn enough to survive. Political corruption ran rampant during the Gilded Age as well. Political machines grew in power by earning the support of people through providing security in their houses and jobs. Because of this, people felt inclined to vote for whoever the political machine supported. The political candidate that would win the vote was most likely supported by the most influential political machine in the area. The most famous example of this was Tammany Hall, ran by Boss Tweed. Tweed gained the support of the majority of immigrants that came into New York by helping them adjust to their new lives in America. The Puritan worth ethic, or the Protestant worth ethic, focused on religion, sociology, and economics. Puritans theologically tried to relate to the view that someone's hard work signifies their salvation or that their work is pleasing to God. Often, people with poor worth ethic would be seen as sinful to the Puritans. They were very strict with their living. They often found many things to be sinful, including being unproductive. Their worth ethic was purely derived from their Christian faith. Puritans supported John Calvin's view that God had already destined people to be saved and others to be damned to hell. Their worth ethic was known for its hard labor on both women and men. Women worked the house and the men worked the fields. Another philosophy was social Darwinism. It originated as a theory about evolution from Charles Darwin. It said that natural selection would come into place and justify certain political, social, or economic views. It was also known as survival of the fittest, believing that certain people have more power in society simply because they are better than others. Herbert Spencer had the same idea and wanted any laws that helped the poor or workers that he saw as weak to be executed. It helped white folks and put down people of different ethnicities. Hitler was known for killing 6 million Jews, homosexuals, and handicapped people during World War II. He used an extreme version of social Darwinism to help take control over Germany. His aspect of social Darwinism was seen through his preference of people. He targeted those who weren't Christian Germans and believed that anyone else was underclass and had less worth.